Hello, welcome back. Tactical Tuesday with Johnny Tiger on May 16, 2023. I still have an injured left wrist. It's getting a lot better that now I can actually throw some lighter punches. I just need to make sure I don't whip my punch because that whipping motion will still hurt the hell out of my wrist, which sucks because a lot of the time that the power you generate really comes from that whipping force when you whip that punch forward. At least for me, that is where I generate the most force. But simple jabbing motion or a nice solid hook is okay. I have to keep it light on my left side. But it is getting better for those of you that cared. Anyway, good enough that we can attempt to do a tactical Tuesday. Last Saturday, I really couldn't do anything with this for Survival Saturday. I just had to try to keep it stable and uh, supported all day long, and I've been icing it multiple times a day. Uh, I'm not sure how many more days it's going to take before this get better, but we'll see. So, back to our guillotine choke variations and transitions and stuff like that. Today I'm going to show you guys something that's actually a little bit useful for those of you that do this for competition and tournament and sparring. It's also useful in the street tussle, but not as much because, uh, like I said before, I don't I don't advise you to keep holding onto chokes and stay that close. On the street, if you're going for a guillotine choke, you better be doing it for a reason, right? If I'm on the street and I'm going for a guillotine choke, most likely I'm doing this because they charge in toward me. Recap: guillotine choke is when your opponent is down like this. They got their head down, they're bending forward. Maybe they're grabbing your leg. Maybe they're charging towards you head first. Or maybe you just kick them in the groin and they bend over and you drop your arm under around their neck. So my armpit is at the back of their neck. My arm come around the side and I crank my forearm up under their chin and grab my own wrist with the other hand and crank up. Okay? Now, this is how you do in tournament, right? You just do this until they tap out. But on the street, I really don't recommend you stay here. Okay? Between the time that you actually get them to want to tap, between the time you choke and they run out of air, to they pulling out a weapon and stab you in the leg, yeah, it's just not a very good uh, math, not a very good trade-off there. So, if you are doing guillotine choke for some reason in a self-defense scenario, I hope that you are doing it because you have a plan. Okay, not just waiting for them to tap. Maybe you get the guillotine choke in, you pull them forward and get them between you and their friend. This way, I use them as a shield, etc., etc. But choking them out while you're in a self-defense scenario is just not a good plan. With that said, I'm going to show you guys one little transition, very smooth transition from guillotine choke to rear naked choke. Right? Quick refresher. We talked about rear naked choke before. Rear naked choke is when I'm behind the person, so my chest is at the person's back, and I throw my arm around their neck like this. So standard sleeper hold, arm go around the neck, and then I grab my own bicep, the other hand cup the back of their head, and I start squeezing. Because this is very devastating. This is one of the chokes that they do teach you in the military because it is very useful. Okay? Now, how do we transition from our guillotine choke to this. This is a very sneaky transition that very useful. I have done this in sparring a lot of time. When you go for your guillotine choke like this, most people that are experienced and know how to get out of guillotine choke, they will most likely do what I showed you guys before. The push forward and drive your arm behind you. And now this is a tricky part, right? Because here you are at a disadvantage. When your arm is behind you, they can actually crank your arm up like this. Okay? So this is when we do our transition. The moment they try to push through, turn your body with them. Turn your body with them. So the person's head is under my right arm, and the person push through. I'm not going to fight it. Okay, from here, I'm going to step through, step with them, step with them, step with them, and my left arm travel up their spine, travel up their spine around the neck, and here we have, okay, rear naked choke. Nice smooth transition. Okay, so now if the person is doing something else, like pulling back or trying to grab your leg, then you don't want to do this. There are other transitions for this. But if they do this age-old pushing through, forcing your arm behind you, then again we step in, going around. We step with them. We step in. Left arm, the free hand, travel up the spine. Why do I do this? Why do I do this? Because this is where the self-defense part come in, right? If I have to, if this is not me being nice, I'm going to elbow them right in the spine for this, okay? When they try to push through, I'm going to step in, drive my elbow down into the spine or the back of the neck, and snake my arm in there, rear naked choke, and I start walking back, dragging them with me. Again, from here, depending on where their friends are, I can pull them to face their friend. Okay, they shield me very well from here. Whew. With a sore left wrist, it's quite a job to hold up the grappling dummy. I'm getting a bit tender in the wrist already. Anyway, that's a quick little video, nice little transition. Hopefully you guys get this to work in your sparring session when you, if you like, do your guillotine choke in your jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu or MMA. And this is one more tool in your arsenal and let you do a nice little transition between guillotine and rear naked choke. Always remember, when you practice chokes like these, be gentle, be nice to your friend, be nice to your partner, because it's easy to really injure someone or even kill someone with these. Thank you for checking out today's episode. I'll be back again tomorrow for some Wisdom Wednesday.